What is going on, Memphis fans? It's Wes Pruitt. You are sitting down in the Tigers Den, where it's all things Memphis Tigers all the time. Fellow bald guy, John Sturdivant, sitting next to me over there. John, what's going on, man?
What a great weekend. Sorry, just had to laugh. But great weekend for all
No,
sports
you're good.
related. For all sports related, Memphis Tigers. Uh, we'll get into detail a little bit more throughout the week. But let me just first of all say congratulations to the women's tennis team on a great season. Um, I know they lost to Southern Cal in the NCAA tournament the other day, but congratulations to the women's tennis team for even making it this far as well.
Yeah, no question, man. No question. Got to start with the Sports Box Company. You see them portrayed right there on the screen. You also see a QR code. You scan that QR code, folks. It will take you directly to the website. Go to www.sportsboxco.com/, 4 Star Sports. When you do, it will provide you, if you're a parent with kids playing football, baseball, basketball, lacrosse, hockey, numerous other sports, it provides you with the way for you to get your kid a monthly subscription box of gear, training tools, swag, little bottles, gear, numerous things. It's a great tool for any parent out there that has kids in sports, and it's from little t-ballers, you know what I mean, all the way up to senior league baseball. There's it's youth level. Okay, it's once you get in, I mean, I guess you could say it's the beginning of high school is probably where it plateaus. But if you haven't checked it out, please do. Incredible stuff. Head over there now. Tell them 4 Star Sports sent you, and they will definitely help you out. But it's a product that I support. I support it. I've got family that is in sports, and they are a proud user of Sport Box Co. So, John, let's get to the Sports Box Code kickoff. So, let's start with baseball. Memphis baseball finished the season, or well, current no, did not finish the season. Is currently sitting at 19-28, 7-14 in the American Athletic Conference. That sits them what tied with UAB, aka UAB, for eighth in the league. John, that's big time because they got a big time win today, and you were there.
Well, I got to see the last out because I was at the softball game. But yeah, more importantly, you got to sweep over the weekend over a good. I mean, this season's been up and down for UAB, but whenever you beat a rival in UAB, not only do you beat them, but your pitching staff, other than Saturday, which we'll talk about here in a minute, showed out. Got the rooms out. A huge sweep for Matt Reiser and company, especially the players. I think the players wanted it more, definitely wanted this series because they're still fighting for that postseason tournament in the American. So for game one, what really stood out to me was the pitching, like we just talked about, 2-0. Got one run in the first. Then you got one run in the sixth where you beat the UAB Blazers 2-0 in that game, and then you only got 5 hits in that game. But Seth Gardner was lights out in that game where he did pretty dominant. 6 strikeouts, one walk. That's what stood out to me the most was the pitching staff only gave up 3 walks in that whole game, and then Chris Oswalt closed it out for the Tigers in that game one point of view. But credit the whole pitching staff in that game for holding the Blazers to 0 runs in that game. So, what's your thoughts on game one, Wes?
I mean, to your point, man, pitching. It's something that at times this year with this team has come back to bite them. Once you get into the bullpen of Memphis, there's been teams that's been able to come back and beat them. Teams that, in all honesty, shouldn't have been able to come back and beat them, right? But like I said, Friday, or like you said, Friday, you come out, you get a big opening win in the series, um, and then Saturday you followed up where the bats come alive, and you see some major pop from the Tigers.
Yeah, due to a wet, windy afternoon in Memphis from all that rain the last 2 days between Friday and Saturday combined. Which credit the grounds crew also for getting that field ready. I know there's been a lot of downpour rains, especially Saturday morning, and then late Friday night. Also, there's a lot of rain in the Memphis area. So credit the grounds crew. Yeah, Charlie Smith from Memphis got the win. Then Braden Sanders came back and got a save for the Tigers in that game. But to your point, UAB put a 6 spot in the second inning against the Tigers, and then Memphis responded with 8 in the bottom of the second to take it 8-6. Then UAB tied it 8-8 in the fourth. And then Memphis scored 4 runs the next 5 innings. The UAB's 2 runs that outscored them 12-10 in that run department, and then 11 errors, or not errors, but 11 hits, 10 hits for the Tigers as well, and then 5 errors. But like we talked about, it was a windy day. I know that's no excuse, but a win's a win. Any way you can get it. I know it was an ugly baseball game prior. I mean that game was like an ugly win, but still, a win's a win. It's just when you needed it. And then a few players, Carter McKay, Chase Nixon, Shane Cox, and then Justin Fogel all hit a home run for the Tigers as well. So what can you say? Good win, especially on that Saturday as well.
Yeah, big time win Saturday, and then it sets up. I mean, at that point in time, you've already got the series, right? So that's big, that's important for you. But then it's set up today, which was a chance to get the brooms out, which I mean, as we're going to talk about later on tonight with Ashton Wilson from Hogs Happy Hour, it's something that many were not expecting. And I don't think many were expecting Memphis to beat UAB. I mean, UAB is 23-25 now in the season, 7-14 in the American as well. But coming into the series, John, would you say Memphis was an underdog?
To be honest with you, I figured this series would have been a toss up because not only is Memphis fighting for their postseason tournament for the American, but also UAB is because Rice also took a win over UAB as well. So I really thought this series could have been either way. And I did not expect a sweep, to be honest with you. I thought maybe UAB could have at least won one of them.
Interesting. And then today, John, 2-1, Memphis win. Pitchers duel, man. One that a true baseball fan like myself is gonna love. It's a lot of fun to watch. Big time stuff from the pitchers today for the Tigers. John, after a sweep like this, you've got Mississippi Valley State coming up on Tuesday night, and then you close out the regular season with an old foe. That's I feel like we've been playing Tulane since. I mean, we have been playing Tulane my entire life. Tulane comes to town for a big time, massive home series to close the season against the Green Wave.
Yeah, I also want to say this also regarding today's game. I love how the pitching stood out today as well, just because we got plenty of guys in some work as well. I know Luke Ellis threw 4 innings, but his pitch count was like 74 pitches through four. So then you got Caden Robinson, 3 innings of work. Kylan uh, got 2 innings or zero, 2/3 of an inning. And then Logan Rushing came in. And then Braden Sanders again came in and closed it out. But I think this series, like we talked about coming up against Tulane, where Tulane right now is 1, 2, 3, 4, tied for fifth with East Carolina, 11-10 in the conference, 28-20 overall, and they're 7-10 away from New Orleans. So Memphis definitely needs. Oh, it also turns out breaking news. Also, Wichita State is also tied with Memphis and UAB as well. So that's another thing that's interesting because Memphis still has to play Wichita State at Wichita State in the last weekend of the regular season. So get ready for Tulane. I think the same thing mindset, right? You got to somehow win 2 out of 3 against Green Wave and protect your home field.
Oh yeah, no question. You got to find a way to get that series win because that's a big time series for Memphis baseball. It's massive. Um, John, when you look at this season, we're gonna go over to what I like to call Coach's Corner. Um, it's just where basically we give our thoughts on the coaches, right? How the coach did this year. What's your thoughts on Riser and the staff this year and how they did?
Well, on up to date right now, I'd give it best thing out of a 10, like 10 being the highest and that you're happy about. I would say I'd give it like a 7.5, almost 8. I know a lot of people are saying, why do you say that? They got 19 and 28 losses. We talked about this. You talked about it with numerous people. You talked about it right now, and we talked about this regarding the same thing with softball. Like, you got a lot of young talent. You're getting a lot of young talent in there. Yeah, you might have lost Arkansas State midweek series, but this day and age, anybody can beat anybody on the midweek series. And yeah, you predicted that maybe you win. I think 25 wins. Going into the season, and it's still up in the air. We can still get 25, but for Coach Reiser and his young players, just battling and battling and battling the way they've been doing all season long, and not really giving up at times. I feel like I rate it like a 7.5 out of 10. And Reiser's done a great job. Not only, I think Reiser's definitely gonna strengthen the schedule a little bit better, also going forward too, to get them ready for the American Athletic Conference teams as well, because this conference very well could be a 3-bid league this year. You talked about it. I've talked about it numerous times. This conference is definitely up there compared with the other conferences. I compare it to not the SEC, but I kind of compare it to the Big 12 right now, where anybody can beat anybody on a given day.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And I mean, Memphis proved that this weekend against a pretty feisty UAB team. Um, John, when you look at the softball team, or well, do you have anything else on baseball, or do you want to go ahead and jump over to softball?
I want your thoughts on the season so far,
I
baseball.
mean, I think right now, I mean, you've got what 2 series left, isn't that right? You've got Tulane, yeah. So, I mean, I think when you look at the staff and you look at the job he's done, um, I mean, I can just look at some notes. I mean, I'm very pleased with where the program is right now. It's evident that it's being um, done in the right way. I think Riser's doing it his way, and his way has been proven to be successful. I think he's done really well despite what the record is. To your point earlier, the growth of the program is evident. The confidence in the program is evident. Um, and I think the talent of the program is continuing to grow as well. You look at guys like you mentioned, Carter McKay, other guys that are youth, right? Young. A lot of newcomers on this team this year, and they're all finding ways to be impactful on the team and to have moments that are impactful. Carter McKay is just, I mean, boy's got pop, man. That's just all there is to it. He's a freaking chameleon. He can play anywhere. Um, but on the mound, I mean, Kylan Stepter's a talented pitcher. There's numerous others that have youth that are very, very talented that I think with the way Riser has been able to promote the program in a positive way, but also be able to put it on the field in a positive way, I think it's a program that players like Carter and others, I'm not speaking out of turn here, but I believe those players would stick around and stay in a era that they don't have to do that.
Good point. I also want to say this. Also, I asked you that last week about the red shirt rule. We did get clarification this week from Greg Gaston, who had Matt Reiser on the show Monday on his show on Greg and Eli. The red shirt rule for college baseball is you can only after one game you burn a red shirt. Um, Going forward, to be honest with you, I think the NCAA might have to move that a little bit, just because I know this day and age, we talked about the JUCO that doesn't count toward your eligibility, and so maybe going forward they might have to change the redshirt rule. Was what I said was one game, and then if you use the season up, unless it's a medical, can still be assessed, and if it's before the halfway point of the season. So example would be Eli Curtis, who first one inning of the first series of the year, and then has had shoulder issues ever since, and will be granted a medical redshirt. So I hate that redshirt rule in a way
Yep.
because you burn it, especially with a
Yep.
young talent like Carter. But if Roger and staff know what they're doing to the young talent,
Yep.
they don't recruit the Memphis area for nothing.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Exactly. 100%, man. 100%. Uh, all right, let's jump over to softball. Um, Today, you were there. Today was an emotional day, I know, for a lot of parents. I've spoken with a lot of parents. You spoke with some parents today as well. Um, uh, it's been well documented through us what has transpired with the Memphis softball program over the last few years. Um, 18 and 35, 5 and 22 in American Athletic Conference play, 12 and 10 at home, 5 and 10 on the road, and 1 and 5 on neutral fields. 12 and 10 is the most wins since the 2019 season when they went 14 and 13. They did go 9 and 1 in the 2020 season. It was a shortened season. They only played 25 games. So do you count that in? No. 18 and 35. That's the most wins since 2018, 2019. Somewhere in there. But let me just pull some stats up here, John. These are season stats. Um, and this is for the team. Okay. 126 RBIs, 73 runs, 895 at bats, 16 home runs, 112 walks, 149 strikeouts, was hit by 13 pitches, 56 stolen bases, John. Team average, batting average was a 251. Think back to the last couple of years. We've been covering this team for 2, 3 years now. The numbers weren't like that. And this and that's and I don't want that statement to be taken as he's taking a shot. I'm not taking a shot at anything. I want to start with Coach's Corner with the softball program, John. Um,
Right off the bat, huh?
and I'd like to start if I can.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just want. I mean,
I'm not laughing in a bad way. I'm
because
just
I
like,
think this is
yeah,
where it all starts.
yeah.
No, no, no. Yeah, I just I think this is where it really needs to start.
Think you'll get me
So
emotional on the first part? Really? No.
to say I'm pleased with the way no, man. I mean, look. I mean, just it's. I keep using the word evident, but It's very obvious to me that this program is being grown, being built, whatever words you want to use, cultivated in the right way through Trina Prater. Evident evidence of that was today. It was loud at that stadium for 7 full innings. There was emotion there. There was pride there. There was passion behind the game. You could hear it in the coaching staff. You could hear it in the one fan sitting right behind the microphone in the yellow shirt. I don't know who she was, but everybody whoever watched that game heard her too. Trust me. Um, hey, but I'm down for it, right? That's emotion. That you're into the game. This program never quit all season long. When I say the program, I'm saying the program as a whole. The staff, the team being the entire roster. To be dismantled with injuries, 5 starters, 9 injuries total right now. 5 of those are starters. We talked a while back about what a difference a coaching change can make. If that happens in previous seasons, this team has nowhere close to 18 wins. It's 3 wins, 4 wins, 5 wins again. What changed, you may ask? The mental toughness of this team. You look at Riley Dugard today on that mound. That girl had numerous situations today where she was 3-0, 2-0, majorly behind in the count.
3-1.
3-1. There was no sign of doubt in the circle for her. And that's not just today. It's been the entire series. You go back and look at, I believe it's Friday night's game. Same way. But to watch that girl be able to smile coming off the field, be able to slap hands coming off the field, listening to the crowd cheer for her coming off the field, the emotion behind her, it was great to see on senior day. And we're going to talk about some seniors here in just a second. But when I think back of moments of the season, this weekend, this series is one of them. Because you finally got, you're finally seeing the fruition. All weekend long, Memphis played pretty good softball. And they got 2 wins. Right?
One win.
1 win. But one win. But you played good softball all weekend long. Today was a hell of a game. Friday night was a good game. Yesterday was a good game. Every single game this series has been good. And now you take that momentum, because I honestly believe this team has momentum right now. You take that momentum into the American Athletic Conference tournament, and you've got UAB. It's Wednesday. We'll have much more on it before then, and that day too. But the mental toughness of this team. We talked to Coach Prater. We were one of the first people to talk to her when she got hired. Actually, we were the first person to talk to her when she got hired. We talked to her again before this season. This weekend was fun to watch out there. It really, really was. And today was a culmination of 4 core seniors, some of which every single year of eligibility was spent in the 901 wearing a Memphis softball jersey. When you look at this group of seniors, John, and I know you were there today during the
Ceremonies.
all the festivities. But let's just talk about today's game right now. What were your thoughts on today's game, John? What was the feeling like there from Tiger Sports Complex?
Let's just say this. First of all, I want to say the fans, man, like, wow. There was really not an empty seat to be found as I got there like right at bottom of the first, and there was already. It seemed like people got there early and tailgated, maybe, or they just wanted to come out and support the softball program because they finally realized how much this softball team has gone through. So credit the fans that showed out today as well. First of all,
Not to cut you off, but when you are correct, John, they
yeah,
tailgate, brother. The families get together and they have fun celebrating their daughters on the softball field. Sorry, go ahead.
no, you're fine. I just want to say also give credit to Phil Glass because I get to run into him today regarding because he's been through almost he's been there almost every weekend as the ultimate tiger himself. He's the ultimate tiger for a reason. But yeah, just got to see some. I saw a pitcher's duel that I haven't seen in a softball program in a while. 0-0 until the top of the fifth. Yeah, we Memphis got a bad call in the top of the fifth. You saw I missed it because I was hungry, so I thought that's a concession stand. So you got to see what happened better than I did. But you said there was a bad call, which should have been out at first instead of being safe at first. That was just overturned. The bad call in general, and then bad communication. I think because the bunt happened right after that, where three players try to grab for the ball. The pitcher Zoe at first, then the catcher. They all try to get the ball at the same time. And then of course Wichita State scored 3 runs in that inning. But heck, Tigers scored 2 runs in the bottom of the fifth, make it 3-2 Wichita. Wichita State scored one more in the sixth to make it 4-2 and prevailed to win with the game 4-2. Out hit Memphis 8-3, but the way that Memphis might have had no hits going into the bottom of the fifth, but man, like they're putting they're not looking at third call strikes like they used to. They're not they're letting I mean, they're hitting the ball in right spots and they're getting out, but just a lot of tough breaks in that fifth inning. But credit the seniors for battling all season long. Great, hey, Wes, you've seen it. The competition this year on the schedule: Kentucky, Jacksonville State, just to name those. But overall, I know you only win 18 games, but 35 of those are losses. But you said it, man. Like 5 starters are out injured right now as we speak, and some of them are probably, let's be real, some of them are probably done for the rest of the year. And just the way that
Oh yeah,
this team battled throughout the whole season around each other, and I saw the passion. Like you brought up the passion, I saw the passion. Whether they're still down 4-2 in the top of the seventh, and they're still fighting regarding the 2 outs. They're still cheering each other on, and also these seniors on their
they
ceremony.
believed.
Yeah, their ceremony was more emotional, not for the fans, but also or the parents, but also the players. The players know what they've been through the last 3+ years. So
Yeah.
just an emotional day. Good to see them fighting the way they are. And I kind of regret to be. I'm going to be honest with you. I regret for not going to more softball games this year in general due to work schedules and other conflicts. But this team is going to be fun to watch in the next couple of years.
Oh,
Uh, the coaching staff has done a
they are.
phenomenal
Well, I was
job.
just about to say that.
Yeah. And I'm going to be honest with you. If Coach Prager, which I'm sure she is, in a couple of weeks, get some players from the high school ranks in the state of Tennessee and get them away from other schools and somehow can grab some talent out of Memphis, some talent out of Nashville, and some talent out of East Tennessee, you better look out for this Memphis softball team going forward because I think Coach Prater and staff is going to realize the state of Tennessee talent is going to be up there. Not counting out other states, but you've seen the talent across the board in the state of Tennessee for softball. It's second to none. So Coach Prater is going to be hitting recruiting trail probably next couple weeks. So look out for it at your local school.
Oh yeah, no question about that, man. No question about that. Let's briefly talk about these seniors. Let's start with McKaylee Polk, third baseman out of Senatobia, Mississippi. She came over from Northwest Mississippi Community College, where she made 97 appearances from the 2022 to 2023 season, where she helped the Rangers to the NJCAA Region 23 championship and the program's first ever appearance in the Division II softball championship tournament. McKaylee was key this year, numerous times, and really played well. A lot of fun to watch, and one that, as we get into conference play, keep an eye on these seniors, John. I'm telling you, there's something about this group. They're special. It would not shock me if this group did not catapult Memphis to a win in the first round. We'll get to that in a minute. But up next, man, you saw her today. Zoe Adebayo, first baseman, also catcher, 5'10" senior out of Maumelle, Arkansas. We talked to Coach Prater preseason, so Zoe, quote unquote, retaught herself how to catch during the break. Very cool stuff, man. Very cool story there. If you want to go back and listen to it, it's on the website, fourstar.live. But she started in all 49 games in her junior season. She slashed a team high 280, 831 slugging percentage as well. She had 24 RBIs and 4 home runs. She tallied 6 multi-hit games, including going 3 for 6 and a game-winning RBI against UT Martin last year. But when you look at her this season, incredible stuff, John. I don't know if you've gone through and dug into her numbers or not, but
Was it 12 bombs?
Zoe's played incredible. Scored 31 runs, 43 hits, 36 RBIs in the season. 10 home runs. Yeah, 10 home runs, 13 doubles. Um, yep, yep. Good stuff, man.
I
30
also want to
walks.
say,
She's
yeah,
only struck
man,
out 25 times, been hit by 2 pitches,
like I'm gonna give Zoe a
three
lot of
stolen
credit.
bases
Yeah,
as well. Zoe, I was just gonna say, Prater told us in preseason, we go as
Zoe
Zoe
goes.
goes.
Right.
As she goes, this team goes. She is a leader on the team.
Yeah, I also want to say this. Got to see her parents after the game. I talked to her dad. We had him on the show a couple weeks ago. Uh, Great family all together in that family department, in that family. Um, Her mom, Michelle, second to none. Also,
Mhm.
I don't know if you know this or not, but Zoe also has an eighth grade sister who's going to be a ninth grader next year, and she's going to be a basketball star.
Was just about to say it.
So, I,
Star,
was, I thought
star.
I thought she was already in high school when I first saw her. But man, she's only gonna be in
Oh,
ninth grade.
oh,
She gets her height
oh,
from her
yes,
dad.
dude. I'm telling you,
I'm
she's a
like, she gets like,
hooper.
and I was like, this girl
Legit.
like this girl's already like 6'1", gonna be in ninth grade. She'll probably be like six
Yeah,
foot five or
she's
6'6"
man.
by the time her senior year. But yeah, she's a baller. I found
Yeah,
out she's playing
legit.
like she's playing in the AU circuit right now regarding girls basketball. I just want to say, keep on shining, girl. Like
Yeah.
I know you get your athleticism from your dad and sister, but man, keep on shining. And I can't
Yeah.
wait to see you. I want to
Yep.
see you. I thought she was a softball player when I first saw her, but no, she's just a basketball player.
No, man. Yep.
But heck,
Yep.
Zoe,
Yep.
Zoe, if you're listening to this right
Yeah.
now, thank you for everything you've done in the last 4 years. I know you might
Oh,
have.
hell of a year. Hell of a
I
hell
know
of a
you might
career.
have gone through a lot in the off seasons and whatnot. But heck, thank you for being a Tiger, and don't be a stranger.
No question. Up next, man, we got Presley Morris, utility player, 5'5", senior out of St. Joseph, Tennessee. And let me just say this: that girl made some ESPN worthy plays at third base today for this team. What a performance today on Senior Day for her. She prepped at Rogers High School over in Saint. She was also a member of the 2019 runner-up team. But she can play, man. Finished her senior year of high school with 60 hits, 44 RBIs, and 4 home runs. When you look at the stats this season for Presley, let's see, she had 10 runs, 2 hits, 1 RBI, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and a 222 batting average for the senior. 33 at bats on the year. But like I said, today made up for all that. She shined today. She's at a high level, and that would be the Division One level of softball. Um, let's jump over to Rachel Britton, infielder, 5'7", senior out of Edmond, Oklahoma. Um, Talented ball player, has been trouble with injuries. We talked about it earlier, man. It's part of the game. It is what it is, you know. But I will say this, and I do know this as a fact: the team loves Rachel. She is a part of the team. It doesn't matter that she's been injured. That has no. She is a Memphis Tiger. She's also a senior that's never left. Throughout everything, she's never left. Loyalty is something that's very hard to find in the world today, much less in college athletics. So for Rachel to battle the injuries that she's battled, to continue to stick around, to continue to get her education. By the way, she's going for a communications major. You may very well see and hear her on this network. Um, if you go back and watch, there's a video earlier this year where the Tigers are at Bucky's. Rachel's the one with the microphone asking all the questions. And you can see there's just a shine
What
in
do you
her
want to
eye,
eat?
man. She loves what she's doing. She loves the team. And the team and coaching staff loves her back. And that's what it's all about. I mean, I've had numerous conversations with her parents throughout the last few years, 3 years. Um, and it was really beautiful to see the photos today with her holding everything, them holding all the goodies that they give them as a senior.
Energy drinks,
Really cool to see
baby.
from Rachel. Yeah. And it's one of those things, John. There was early in the year there was a military appreciation, and if you go back and listen, Rachel takes every moment to give every bit of glory to her father, who spent many years in the armed services, and she is very proud of that. And that's very cool to see, man. Is that you know kids understand the importance of serving in armed services. All right, man. Up next, we got Drew Thomas, outfielder, 5'7", out of El Dorado, Arkansas. I know where that's at. Junior appeared in 30 games, making 28 starts, recorded 14 hits, 6 RBIs, and 4 runs. And Drew continues to play well this season. You watched her today, John. Drew's got some pop to her, man. Behind the plate, or at the plate, I'm sorry. She can put the ball where they ain't, as they used to say. But John, when you look at this special group of seniors, I've made comments today online,
Mm-hmm.
and I firmly believe this. I want to see, and I'll start a petition. I don't care, but I would like to see some form of recognition for each of these women, because let's not forget they each have their own individual story. But I want to see something for each of them because, in my opinion, they're icons of this program to stick through what they stuck through and not leave. By the way, shout out to Ed Scott, athletic director, for the love today on our post, talking about that exact thing, the dedication, the loyalty, the pride, because they were a Memphis Tiger. They didn't leave. The name on the front of the jersey meant something to these girls. And John knows this. It meant even more to their family to watch them stick through it, to watch them not quit. When they were given every reason to stop and every reason to quit, this group of seniors decided to come together as one unit and not do that. And that has to be celebrated, in my opinion. I mean, whether it's a plaque, whether it's jerseys, whether it's whatever, an award, something within the program or at the stadium, whatever, in my opinion, it needs to be celebrated. What's your thoughts on that, John, as we get ready to close here?
Oh man, you're trying to get me emotional again. Just talking about it, but
I mean,
yeah,
it's just facts. I
yeah,
mean,
it's great to see the passion. It's great to see the athleticism. People are saying, "Well, like you talked about earlier, why are you talking so?" I mean, I'm speaking highly on them, like because I feel like they've been, like you brought up, whether you've been here 2 years, 1 year, or 4 years, you knew coming into the season what they've been through. People talk about it, players talk about it. I mean, they know what's going on, like behind the scenes a little bit. So, especially when they know each other from like high school ranks, and it's just, I'm speechless in a way because I feel like it's hard to believe that Coach Prater is what, our third or fourth softball coach in general in this program.
fourth coach in history,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's hard. That's hard to come across because I've seen other Memphis softball teams struggle. I feel like where was Coach Prater 10, 15 years ago? If this makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
I know she's a young body, but where's she at 10 to 15 years ago? Because I saw it on the video board when they honored the seniors and the coaching staff talked about them and the players talked about their own seniors. Like Coach Prater
There's
brought
a
up,
real appreciation.
like Coach Prater brought up, I wish I had you more than 1 year. I wish I had you all 4 years, not only your senior year.
100%.
So when I saw that, I'm like, all right, I'm getting a little bit too more emotional. But yeah, great
But
season. I'm like, this is a learning curve also at the same time because you're learning on a different system regarding from Coach Prater last year. So I think in the long haul, same thing with baseball. Coach Prater is definitely going to do the same thing. The scheduling might get a little bit more tough, but
mhm.
it's just going to get them ready for the same conference. This people don't want to bash the American for. I can understand you want to bash it for football and basketball, right? But are you looking at the clear picture regarding baseball and softball?
Right.
Bottom line, man, like softball in general in the American is one of the better conferences out there. We talked about
Mhm.
this. Florida Atlantic, man, 40 plus wins. No matter how you get it, man, like 40 plus wins in the American in the regular season is quite an accomplishment. South
No
Florida
question.
is another team that year in year out is always good. North Texas is the same exact way. Wichita State, we saw them. I saw them today. Yeah, Wichita State might have a down year, but Wichita State always competes in either in the regional year in year out too. So people that want to say
Yep.
the American sucks have a life. Let these players enjoy
Yeah.
their
Well, I
conference
mean,
that
it's
they're in.
just No, I mean the thing is, it's they see what everyone else has, and they want that until they get it, and then once they get it, they don't want it anymore because now they know what it really is.
Right.
That's what that is.
But I'm
To your
definitely
point,
looking
man, as
forward
we
to
close.
2026 season, man. Like this season, the American Conference in general is going to be so stacked. It's going to be fun to watch in years to come.
Oh, no question. Going to be very, very fun to watch in years to come in all sports, as we've talked about. But man, incredible baseball and softball special tonight, right here on the Tigers Den. Presented to you by Sportbox Company. Head over to Sportbox Company, or sportboxco.com now, /4 Star Sports to receive more information on incredible boxes for your children who play sports. That's why it's called Sports Box. But man, as we wrap up here, good stuff, man. I'm looking forward to an exciting postseason for Memphis softball. Looking forward to an exciting closing of the regular season for Memphis baseball. And I'm looking forward to a very exciting and intriguing offseason for both of these programs. And we're going to have more on it. Like I said, we'll be back Wednesday with more on softball for sure and baseball, as well as we can recap the Mississippi Valley State game that takes place on Tuesday. But for John Sturdivant, officer at 4 Star Sports Media, I am Wes Pruitt. We appreciate everyone watching and listening. And as always, folks, go Tigers.